Hey, how's everyone going? I hope you're all doing well. We'll be starting very shortly here. My name is Troublesome, or Trouble for short, and you've joined us here for a little bit of Get Inspired. Running a little bit late today, do apologise, but we finally made it here to stream, and I also missed 2 of my other streams recently due to work. One of the jobs I do is a stagehand, and it was Nathaniel I don't know if I'm saying it right, Ratecliffe. And the Night Sweats, if you've heard of them before. It was doing a bit of a setup and pack down and tear down of their set recently. But we'll get started here soon. In fact, let's show my face right now. How's everyone going? Let's get into it with showing you guys my face. This is it, really close up. This is a bit further away. Hey guys, doing welcome in. My name is Troublesome, or Trouble for short. Welcome to my stream here. Get inspired. And look, we start off the stream with the open, honest truth. I need to get inspired today. I'm feeling a little bit flat musically. I'm feeling a bit flat just in general, but hence why I'm a little bit late today as well. Just trying to get the motivation to come on. So today is all about getting inspired with your requests. I wouldn't mind doing some songwriting potentially today as well, and kind of finding that creativity that I'm lacking right now and getting inspired by your suggestions. So today is going to be a bit of a chat. We're going to be talking a little bit. We're going to be kind of, just hanging out today and kind of going wherever the stream goes based upon our conversations, based upon ideas that come to my mind, based upon anything that kind of inspires creativity, or anything that inspires going down on a tangent. Like let's say you suggest something, we might go down a couple of roads of looking into that subject or that thing and get inspired by that. But you got me for about a couple of hours here until I have to head to work. And so today I was talking about wanting to do some songwriting, and I think we might do that at some point as well. And I might actually start working on putting together a piece. I put together pieces all the time, but putting together a piece that has a thought out melody, a thought out chord structure, thought out lyrics and whatnot for the desired effect of that song. So that song's a little bit different. I normally do things ad hoc in the moment, just to show you what we do here in the moment and ad hoc. Let's get into just a bit of a warm-up piece here. Like I said, I need to get inspired. A lot of these sessions here about ways to not only inspire you, but to keep myself inspired when it comes to playing. And one thing that I'm definitely getting inspired with more lately is I've started to teach, get a few more students again. I've always taught, but I've got a few more students at this new studio, and the requests they're coming in with are different to the things that I normally play, which is fantastic because it allows me to grow and learn based upon their own learning. So it's kind of fun in that way as well. But I'm going to kick off here today. I'm just going to make something up. One thing I like to do here is I always start with a bit of a tune, just to kind of get into the mindset. And one thing you've seen me do before is use a legacy chord. We're going to start with that today, just to get kind of kicking off here. And what is legacy chord? Well, it's the old version of chord.com. And that's where basically there's it's a chord generator. Generate some chords, and I use those chords. So I'm going to hit generate here, and it's giving me E flat, G minor 7, C minor. So I can use those chords now, however, to kind of come up with a jam. Now, like I said, I'm feeling a little bit more flat today. I have been for a while. I'm trying to find my spark again and get, so that way we can get into it and get the energy levels here for you guys as well. But, sometimes life is tiring. I don't know about you guys, but I find life tiring at times. I've definitely been feeling the pinch of the tiredness a little bit lately. But we're going to jump into this next one here with the E flat, G minor 7, and C minor, and see if we can come up with a jam here. Something that maybe that might be a bit more upbeat, so to potentially get me in a bit more of a jamming sort of upbeat sort of phase. But even that said, when it comes to songwriting, when it comes to doing music, not all music has to be upbeat and high energy all the time. You can have different sorts of style of music. So we might even explore that based upon my own moods and how we can translate that into songwriting later on. Right, any good song needs a good beat and a bass line to get grooving along to find the upbeat flow of this one. So we're getting the bass going. Get like a bit of a get like a groove like that going on the bass, I think. See what it sounds like. Let's see how we go. So we've got this. Alright, so we've got a bit of a jam, starting to brew here. The next place I kind of want to go is get some drums in there. So let's go jump over here to keys. We'll get some bit of a groove going here. I'm thinking like something like that, right? We can put it on the drums here, on the keys. A sharp snare. That sounds all right. All right, a little bit of a drum kit happening now, a bit of a groove coming in there on that. So welcome if you are joining. My name is, my real name is Damien. So there you go, I'm Damien, or you can call me Treble here on stream. I like to go by Treble, but for short for my stream channel name. And this is welcome to Get Inspired. This is where we get inspired, we do jams, and hopefully you're enjoying the jams that we do. Feel free to suggest any songs you'd like me to check out. I take requests. You can request anything. I'll use it as inspiration, as long as it kind of fits within the narrative of the terms of service of this platform that we're on here. We are streaming today both on YouTube and on Twitch, so welcome into those who are joining. And yeah, we're just warming up here with the first little jam for the day. Kind of just get into the groove. You're based upon these random chords that were spun on the random chord generator just here. And it's a bit of an upbeat jam, mainly because I was saying earlier, I want to feel a bit more upbeat. I'm feeling like I'm just waking up. I'm feeling a little bit tired, a little bit lethargic. I feel like I needed something that was upbeat to kind of get me in the mood, ready to deliver you guys. Hopefully some great jams today. Hopefully some great suggestions coming in from all of you, and some ways to get us inspired here on today's stream. Say hi in chat if you are around. Let me know if you're watching. If not, enjoy the jams. First little jam there just to kind of kick off today. So once again, welcome in. How you doing? Welcome to today's show. Today's show, I want to do some songwriting. I want to just kind of take your requests if you got them. So if you have any requests of any song, let me know in chat. Otherwise, we're going to get into some songwriting here very soon. One of the things I'm going to do is, first of all, cut that music off just there. I'm going to try and see if I can get some nice little, let's see if we can get some nice little ambient things just real quickly on the keyboard here for like the old background tunes. So that way, you know, it fills in the gaps when I'm chatting, and I can give you some nice little flavors here in the background. Let's do something like all right, that'll do it for now. A little bit of piano part there just to get background tunes while I chat to you guys and see how you're doing. So how's your days going? How you been? How's life? What's going on? If you're watching a past broadcast, scudding when you can't talk properly. If you're watching a past broadcast, thank you very much as well for watching. So today, I want to do some songwriting. I've done a lot of music on the fly, but I haven't done a lot of songwriting where I delve into the lyrics and kind of flesh it out. I've done a bit of ChatGPT sort of songwriting where I get there and you kind of get the suggestions from ChatGPT to help you with the songs. But I kind of want to delve a bit more into trying to actually come up with some words that sound okay. And one of my mates who is actually a mod on this channel, he's been doing a lot of songwriting lately as well, and inspiring me with some of the lyrics that's coming from what he's doing. And he's working a lot with AI generated music to be able to kind of get an idea of how he wants his overall sound to sound, and then to send it off to producers. I found that very interesting, that sort of format and the way he does it is very interesting, because I haven't really encountered it that like that with the AI until recently more of late. So it's kind of interesting seeing how AI is coming in, and you can create these full sounding produced pieces almost, that have all the parts that sound like anything you hear on the radio. You plug some lyrics in, away you go, Bob's your uncle, you've got yourself a piece. It takes away a little bit of the I like to think the musicality of it all, but there is still an art form in there for sure. When I know there's a lot of iterations, he has to do a lot of workshopping to get to a point where it's really viable for like a professional level market. But today what we're going to do, we're not going for necessarily for a professional level market yet. We're going for just starting the process off. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to jump over to where we look a bit here on the monitor. I've got myself a Canva little document here. I'll throw a text box out there as well, so we have something to write on. And quite often there's a few different ways that you can actually you can do songwriting. Quite often there's a few different approaches you can take. One of the approaches that I've taken in the past when I've worked with other students and worked with people on how to songwrite is one where I put a central idea in the middle of the page. That might be the title of the song, or just the concept, or the general gist of the song, and then I branch out from there, and I kind of do like a brainstorm, like a spider map of different ideas that bounce off each other and kind of help with the narrative of what I'm doing with the songwriting, and I find that very helpful. So that's one way we could approach today. Another way is to think about a concept of an emotion or an idea or thought, and then brew in an idea out of that. So I might think of an idea of, for instance, this song right now, this little bit in the background is kind of contemplative, as it fits in perfectly with this sort of thinking sort of idea. So what makes it have this concept of, now when I'm talking, it's this beautiful background music that allows for speech to be a lot easier, because it has this ambient sort of idea. What creates that? Like when I think about different songs and songwriting, I want to think about the mood or the thing that I'm going for, and how do I create that? How do we create that concept, that feeling within the music, within instrumentation, within the rhythm, within the style of the song? So that's really important as well to think about. So we've got a lot to think about when it comes to songwriting, probably hence why I always just do ad hoc it on the fly rather than putting too much constructive thought into it. But today we're trying to change that. Today we're jumping out, we're getting inspired with some new ideas, and hopefully inspiring you in turn. So maybe I might start with a central idea. Now, if any of you out there have a suggestion for a central idea that we can start with, or a theme or a mood, now's your time to shine. Throw it in the chat there. Let me know in the chat what your thoughts are. Otherwise, I will get thinking here and have a little bit of a thought or two and find out what it is that I am hoping to do. Or I might even go to random spinner. There's some things as well when it comes to songwriting. Obviously, you guys have read lots of, you've seen lots of music sung about love. These common themes about breakups, about if you go to country music, you got often a lot of different similar sort of themes coming through there as well. Now, this one here, I have a lot of things that I have thoughts and opinions on, and values and morals and ethics and all that sort of stuff, and how I view the world. So I could take a political sort of one, or I could do something that has a bit of a message in it. It doesn't necessarily have to be political, just a general message, and work off that. I could take a idiom and work off that as well, or what have you. So there's really a lot of things, and right now this is where I get stumped, to like how do you start the process? So maybe that's the process. Maybe starting over could be a title, or I could have begin again could be another. So we might just come up with some ideas here based upon the fact that I'm struggling to think of ideas. Where do I begin could be a good prompt just there for a writing one. So starting over, begin again. Where do I begin? I think is a really kind of, I like that already straight away. Why? Because I can tie in many things into that. A verse doesn't, the song central theme or the chorus might be, where do I begin? It could be not just be about where to start with songwriting. It could be about where do I begin to solve the issues of my own personal problems, of other people's problems, the world problems. Where do I begin in start to talk about an issue? Where do I begin with a friendship? Where do I begin with anything? So right now, we're going to use that as our central topic. Where do I begin? If any of you have any suggestions here for things that kind of link with this, I'm actually thinking I might get a potentially here. I've got it on sort of like we standard letter sort of format. I feel like I kind of want a bit more of a something a little bit different here, real quickly. Just we're going to go to Canva real quickly and get a better better document size, so we can work with something a little bit bigger, a bigger canvas. So yeah, where do I begin is going to be the. I think that's where I'm going to start with. Where do I begin? We use that as our starting point for today's songwriting. So I've got a little whiteboard here. Actually, it looks like I can click on. Let's go check this out. It looks like on this whiteboard here, it's endless. So we had that central topic of where do I begin? Is it a statement or is it a question is another thing, right? So that's our central topic just there, starting with that. And from there, I'm going to come up with, so I don't know where to begin with the songwriting. If you have suggestions out there, please suggest. But what I'm going to do now is brainstorm on this. I'm going to get there and I'm going to arch it out to different sort of topics that could be to do with where do you begin? Like, where do I begin with my thoughts on this issue, or where do I begin with my action on this issue, things like that, to come up with the verses and different verses. So each verse could, so I might write this in here. Each verse as a little bit of a topic. Each verse can broach a new subject, but with the same statement. So what could some of those things be? If you guys have suggestions for things like that, throw it in the chat if you want to help out and be part of this little songwriting session we just jumped into right now. And we're talking about songwriting, and one of the things I've done with students before is this brainstorming thing where you kind of take a central the topic or the central idea, and you branch from that to kind of come up with lyrics. And then on top of that, you have to think about instrumentation, right? How do we represent what we are writing about in the instrumentation of the song? So that's kind of what we're exploring here today. And today, I've been trying to get my zest for it today. So this is how I'm inspiring myself, doing something that's a little bit different than usual. So each verse can broach a new subject with the same statement. For instance, one of the topics of those things could be something like, where do I begin on thoughts on even starting a song, or starting a new project or activity. Where do I begin? How do you start that? So that could then where do I begin could delve into something like learning ideas. Where do I begin on politics? Where do I begin on certain issues within politics? How do I begin on certain topics of war, or where it comes to like the gender thing that's going on right now, or what's going on with things to do with how we view economies and the tariffs and all that sort of stuff. Where do I begin? On those sorts. So politics could be one. Where do I begin on how I feel about certain people? How I feel about like a certain person, where like I love them, I care about them. How do I begin? So on family, on friends, on loved ones. How can I begin to describe to them? Where do I begin to tell them how I feel? How do I begin to fulfill their needs or things like that, right? Could come in under there. So each of these could be a separate verse. Each coming to the central topic or the chorus, which is where do I begin, which we've got to come up with the lyrics for that as well. And that sort of central topic ties in all those verses, which are talking about different things, but through the same lens or the same context of that chorus that you have, which is the central identifying topic that we're focusing on. So where do I begin? Could be on all those sort of things like that. Now, what does it mean to begin? Is so often when it comes to brainstorming, when I talk to students about doing this, or people that are learned, or myself, I like to put as many things as I can. Right? You're not going to use it all. A bunch of what did I just do there? A bunch of things are going to you're going to lose them. It's not. So we could have. Let me just go rid of this. I just want to put a little. Just gonna put a little right in there, so I don't lose that there. So begin. What does it mean to begin? I'm gonna put that as the top subject. What to begin? It means to start. It means a fresh start. Help me out if you guys have any suggestions as well to put into anything under this. Begin, a fresh start. It could be to begin is to finish something else. So you've completed another project and now you're beginning a new one, for instance. Or it could be a fresh start, beginning something new. Is to take first steps. Is to get out. To begin is to get out of the comfort zones. Get out of comfort zones. Is to try something new. It could be something like, so begin, start, fresh start, finish something else, take first steps, get out of comfort zones, try something new. And to begin is momentum. So maybe that word momentum is a nice word, right? We could put momentum now into the lyrics, you know. Where do I begin? I'm going to need to get momentum, sort of like that sort of concept of taking those steps to be able to do those things that you need to do. A lot of times, you know, that can be hard to do for sure. So momentum. All right. I'm also going to change the background music there just for a little bit. So just to change it up there from the contemplative music that we had there for a little bit. Let's put something with more momentum here to get our brains going a little bit more. So I'm going to bring up the tempo a little bit more. So we talk about music. How do we create a feel? How do we create a mood? I'm going to try and do that right now. We're going to try and get this still contemplative, but a little bit more backgroundy, sort of maybe hip hoppy, lo-fi vibes, maybe. Well, we've got a bit of a groove, different groove there now. So so we got, where do I begin? It's a different start. It's a finishing something, taking first steps. We've got our each verse can broach a different subject with different statements, all that sort of stuff like that. So where do I begin? What about what does it mean for the journey as well? Maybe it might have a bridge that talks about completing the journey, or you might have a bridge section that will do a different shout out to something a little bit different. So you might have bridge. I'll put a little note down here. Could be completing, or completing. It could be midway through journey, or maybe it could be contemplative on each, or anxiety. It could be anxiety on not knowing where to start. Could be a lot of that, you know, that sort of like if you're neurodivergent, you get that sort of I get it. I definitely get it from that paralysis of anxiety of knowing where to start. You know kind of what to do, but getting started, it's hard. All right, so completing, midway through the journey, anxiety on not knowing where to start. You might think about for the bridge. Normally the bridge is typically like a different vibe, right? You normally have like sort of like something. If you got you normally like, so if you know relative majors and minors, often you might go to like the relative minor of the major key center you're in, or vice versa. Sometimes you often go into the chord that is the relative minor of the major, or vice versa. I often find as a standard rule, you don't have to do that, but it's a bit of a standard rule you can kind of see sometimes happening within music. So that's gonna, if let's say we have if we think about instrumentation here for even this concept a little bit, where do I begin? Is it going to be inspiring one where you're like, where do I begin? Here's where I begin. Here's where I go. Or I feel like the term where do I begin is more anxiety feeling. It's more, I don't know, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin. Where are the first steps for this thing? So so I feel like that could be a good sort of like position to be in for like the vibes for this song. Is that sort of like anxiety, and maybe there's resolution at the end where that these sort of some dissonant chords or something like that kind of get resolved, and then maybe the chorus is changed for the last chorus potentially. So the chorus might be different for the last one. So I'm just writing down ideas. We're brainstorming at this point. Chorus might be different at the end to reflect that the journey has begun, or something like that. Just a little note there. So little different little notes to kind of keep track of your ideas. You kind of brainstorm there and bring it all together. And so where do I begin? we've got starting to get a bit of a concept here of different things. It's starting to come together. Now, maybe we'll start with the chorus. I think the chorus has to be typically your hook, has to be catchy, engaging, has to kind of get the audience, pull them in and get them going. So, if you guys have any thoughts on that, let me know. But otherwise, welcome in if you are joining. We're doing something a little bit different today. We're talking songwriting, and I'm trying to do a bit of songwriting, kind of chilling out. My own inspirational juices aren't there totally today. I'm finding that this earlier times, I'm typically a late night thinker when it comes to music. I typically enjoy the evenings when a bit more with inspiration when it comes to music. But we jump in today and talk about getting inspired. When it comes to getting inspired with songwriting, there's many different approaches to take, and none of them are necessarily right or wrong. It's all to do with how the individual approaches to it, and there's different ways that can spark creativity and spark ideas for people who are looking to songwrite. So today I'm talking about one where I'm kind of brainstorming. We're on a bit of a whiteboard here. We've got a centralized theme, and we're bouncing around that centralized theme and how we can develop that song. So we've kind of identified, where do I begin as a statement? It's a little bit anxiety feeling. Kind of gives you the idea of I don't know where to start. So that kind of I want the instrumentation to kind of represent. I want the centralized chorus to kind of represent all these different verses and these ideas that we talked about. So I might take this one here. I'm going to write the chorus part right here in the center, underneath the just here. Where do I begin? We'll put some text in there. And start thinking about the chorus. And when we think about the chorus, right now I'm just going to brainstorm some ideas. Normally, once again, I fly headlong into it and just do it on the fly. This time we're putting some thought into it. So I want to think about the rhyming schemes eventually, but first of all, I want to think about the concept of where do I begin. So I think the central idea on this one here, I'm thinking, like I mentioned before, we're going to have a little bit of anxiety, nervousness, overwhelmed. My spelling's probably getting wrong. Overwhelmed. Not knowing where to start, sort of thing. Where do I begin? You want some guidance, So maybe I mentioned a guidance in there. Bit of guidance. Where's the first steps come in? How do I take those first steps to beginning? Guidance. Some guidance. Some direction. Some maybe a mentor could help with that sort of thing. Where do I begin? Too much information sometimes as well, when you get overwhelmed with the topic. So you got too much coming at you. That could be overall theme for all of it as well. So let me see if I can just come up with something here. I'm going to ad-lib this next section. I'm going to make something up on the loop, the same way I normally do. I'm going to do a random chord generated jam, and I'm going to try and come up with. I'm going to jump over to here and just ad-lib some lines. And if anyone's in the chat and forget, if I get a good line, I'll write it down. I have to, otherwise I'll completely forget what it is. So we'll go quickly here and do some random chords, and we're just going to make up a song. C sharp minor, E, C sharp minor, D sharp minor. Actually, let's see what they sound like. And I'm going to try and get something that's a little bit more, a feeling of the tune that's a little anxiety filled, I guess, to kind of see if we can get with a theme. I feel like when you're wondering where to begin, you're kind of stagnant. You kind of you kind of like, you kind of know you need to get moving. Where do I begin? I don't know where I'm going. Where do I fit in? In fact, we're gonna go C sharp minor, down to E, D sharp minor. I actually don't mind going back to the major there as well. I like that D sharp minor because it gives this like feeling of uncertainty within the vibe of the song, right? So it's where do I begin without knowing what is at stake? How can I win? Do I finish on the major there, maybe? Let me lay it down and see if I can build upon it and see what I can come up with. So we've got a bit of a groove going there. Let's put some other parts in there. So we've got a bit of a groove starting to go here. This is just a placeholder while we help it with songwriting, right? I want to get a bit of a bass line there as well. I'm just going to put something in there for bass. Oh, there we go. We've got something kind of happening here. So now I'm going to go back to those lyrics. Welcome if you joined, by the way. Just a quick little update on where we're at with today's show. My name is Treble, or Treble for short. Typically I jump on. I do love improv. I do take your requests. Today I am taking your requests as well. If you have requests or a song you'd like to hear, let me know in the chat. Or if you have any idea, anything that you'd like to contribute today, this is your platform as well to come on and chat to me, say hi, and engage as well with what we're doing here today. If you're watching a past broadcast and you have ideas, throw it into the comment section and let me know. We can maybe explore it on the next session. Today we're doing a little bit more approach at songwriting, and I'm trying to inspire with ideas for songwriting and how to kind of do that. A lot of my stuff is improv and on the fly, and I haven't done a lot of songwriting as much as I'd like to have done. So today we're starting that journey. Hopefully in turn will inspire you along the way as well. Let me get some vocal effects here. All right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to use this little bit of music here. We start to play around with some of the ideas I have here. See if I can come up with some lines or some ideas how I'd like this song to flow. Now, right now, it's just a placeholder. There's really nothing too much stock in what I've put here on the instrumentation, but hopefully it gives an idea of the anxiety, the nervousness that I'm kind of trying to convey here with some of these lyrics. And let's just play around with a little bit here and see what we come up with. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on, I don't know. So we have, where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. So that part there, I'm trying to think, where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? We talk about beginning is these sort of taking first steps to get out of the comfort zone. So where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I be? I think maybe repeat that. Where do I begin? Because that's sort of like idea that you're. I don't know about you guys, but if you ever get into paralysis, like a neurodivergent paralysis, where do I begin? And you kind of ask the same things over. You keep going over the same things all the time that you need to be doing and you need to get onto, right? So I'm kind of drawing upon my own life experiences here with some of the lyrics, which is super important to do sometimes when you're playing. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I, next part of the chorus, so it'll be a two-part chorus maybe. Where do I begin without showing I might replace it. I probably will replace these lyrics. This is place up my lack of knowing. So let's see how it goes here. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing my lack of knowing? I'm trying to fit in. So I want something a little bit different for that last little line there. So where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on, maybe I might try, and then the repetition of that line. Where do I begin? Then maybe, so where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing my lack of knowing how? I might just put a different line here, just momentum growing. Growing. Where do I begin without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing? Put something like sort of like alliteration sort of things even in here, maybe there's different points. But what do we so begin without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing? My lack of knowing, momentum growing. Without showing my lack of knowledge, momentum again. Without showing lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Will I fit in? Potential showing. Shall we begin? Let me just try this for now. This is just a temporary chorus. Just getting ideas out there. So the central theme is where do I begin? Trying to get our chorus down. It wants to be catchy for people to sing along to it and kind of be our central topic for everything else that's happening. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going. So I think the first one I'll keep sparse, and then the rest will, the momentum. The fact that momentum is growing at the end, we'll put it together. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing? Shall we begin? I'm don't mind this little concept of it. So how we're kind of growing there. I might change some of the lyrics a little bit more, but we're starting to get an idea of a central chorus. And once again, this is just to kind of inspire and kind of get onto the songwriting, whether it's going to be anything at all. Who knows? It's going to be just for the funsies of it. So where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? So I don't mind that idea of it kind of flowing along like that. Let's try it one more time and see if we've got any more ideas that brew here with this potential chorus. So where do I begin? Without knowing what is going. Oh, I mucked it up. Where do I begin? Without knowing What is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing, shall we begin? So we're starting to get a bit of a chorus sort of forming right here based upon the central theme of where do I begin. And welcome into those who are joining. My name is Troublesome, or Treble for short. We're doing a bit of songwriting right now about getting inspired. Getting inspired is going to be different every session. I'm taking song requests today. If you have a song request that you'd like me to do, all you need to do is put the title in the chat or an idea or a concept of a song into the chat and I'll give it a crack. But I welcome in. If you've got any contributions to what we're doing today, feel free to input. We just songwrite. We're doing it together. I don't do a lot of like songwriting like this. I typically do songwriting on the fly. So I'm trying to get myself inspired while hopefully inspiring you guys here. We started with a central theme of where do I begin? We also start to brainstorm and kind of map out some ideas for lyrics. So over here to the right, we had for the begin, start, a fresh start, finish something else, take first steps, get out of comfort zones, try something new, momentum. What does begin mean? If you've got anything else to add to that, please add to that. On the left here, I said each verse can broach a new subject, but with the same statement being in the middle. The subjects could be things around politics, around love for family, friends, and first steps to make maybe even an advancement. Where do I begin to make and move on someone? All that sort of stuff. Things that kind of could tie into that central subject just there. And then the bridge, we talked about being maybe like completing the subject or being halfway through after taking the first steps or something that's a bit of a juxtaposition to the original sort of feel that we had. Occult's here now. I said, okay, so now that I've gone to work, I can actually watch and comment. Fantastic. Welcome in, Occult. Great to have you here, especially because I know that you like the idea of the songwriting as well and things like this. Your writing process is really similar to my process for my poetry. I also add sections for imagery and turns of phrase I like to use as well. 100%. If you want to contribute to this, and this goes for anyone, this is a joint songwriting thing. It's just for funsies. Who knows? It might turn to a cool song. It's just kind of getting the flows going here. So welcome in, Occult, and great to have you here. Welcome if you're joining either on Twitch or over on YouTube. We're here for at least another hour and a half, I think, at the most, before I have to head to work. We won't do song. Maybe we'll do song one for all. I don't know. It's all about being inspired and go with the flow here. But I quite like this idea. This music that I've put down is just a placeholder. It's not the final music that we're going to have for this, but I like the anxiety sort of part of it, and that sort of idea of taking those first steps. I think that's sort of like this sort of feel on the guitar you're hearing right now really ties in well to that sort of anxiety sort of feel. But what are your thoughts? What are your music is of course subjective. So I think we've got a starting point for our chorus. I think this is kind of like a good starting point for the chorus. It will be adapted and it will change potentially, most likely, but let's talk about the verse. So now the chorus is our central theme. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing my lack of knowing? Momentum growing, potential showing, shall we begin? So it's kind of talking about knowing, starting new things that you might not be 100% confident in. That's kind of the gist you get from that sort of verse there. So what is something out there in Chatland, if you want to contribute, or Occult if you would like to contribute, that you find, where do you begin with? Like what is an example maybe from your personal lives or someone else's life you witness where it's hard to get to know where to begin? What is something that we can do our first verse or one of our verses here on? Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Begin. Right, so let's see if I can play that melody line. I don't mind that little melody line I've got. I've got to see if I can play it now on the guitar. That's the melody line there. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? I like that. I think that's kind of catchy. What do you guys think? Do you find it catchy? Does it give the vibe of the lyrics are kind of conveying? I think I'm happy with it for the moment. So the first verse, or one of the verses, verse whatever, here. We're going to put down something that when it comes to where do I begin, can be something like a new job. New job. So let's put this first one here. Verse is a new job. So I'm going to list. I'm just going to dot point some things on new job, things that you might find fits in within that centralized chorus here for the new job, and then we'll expand it out and we'll ad lib some things and come up hopefully with some lines the same way we did with the chorus. So for the new job, it might be new workmates. That might be like, how do I begin to learn their names, their different mannerisms, their procedures, their work ethic, etc. It might be something like, for a new job, it might be making mistakes. You might be nervous about making mistakes. That could potentially cost money. Could potentially lose clients. It could make you feel a bit silly, foolish. It might make you what else? Making mistakes. We have so you're in a new job. You got new workmates. You got your new names, mannerisms, procedures, work ethics. You have making mistakes, cost money, lost clients, silly, feeling foolish. New job is new skills. Are you capable? How much effort is required? Why is it? It's going to take a lot of work to learn this new skill, etc. Maybe to tie into where do I begin? Where do I begin on the paperwork? Maybe there's a lot of paperwork at your new job. Maybe a new job, where do I begin without knowing what's going on, without showing my lack of knowing, momentum gone, potential showing, shall we begin? So maybe you might have someone, a mentor at work, who might show you the steps. So you start getting momentum and you start potentially showing, you shall we begin. So you might have a mentor or a boss or a leader who directs you a little bit there at your workplace. Maybe you might have, what else we got here? We might even start working with this here on the verse and see if we can develop something here for the verse based upon just here. So we've got a centralized chorus. Let me see if I can just spitball some things. Get a quick glass of water here. New job, a new place, and people in my face, and I'm making the mistakes, learning these new skills. I'm gonna have to type it. I'm gonna have to type it as I say it, because I forget instantly what I've just sung unless I go back here and watch the stream again. So new job, new space. I'm just keeping the lyrics pretty basic, guys, for this one here as well. I'm not going too crazy for the. We might get a thesaurus out later on. We might get something a little bit later on out onto to kind of make it a little bit more fancy. Thank you very much, Ado _ supporter, for the follow as well. I appreciate your supporter. Welcome in. If you have any ideas you want to throw our way for this, we're just doing a songwriting session today. Feel free to join in. Typically, I do stuff ad hoc on the fly. So to write stuff like this is inspiring myself, and hopefully will inspire you guys out there as well. So the verses we're talking about now, which is we've got our chorus, kind of our rough chorus down. We're talking about our verse now. So talking about new job, new space. New job, new space. New job, new space. A little bit of grace. What I mean by that is when you learn a new job, they give you a bit of a grace period where that you kind of can make a couple mistakes. New job, new space, a little bit of grace. Making mistakes. Creating more work. New job, a new space, a little bit of grace, and making mistakes, creating more work. I don't know if I like that. So new job, new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes. new job, new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes. I'm trying to think what to put in there now. Oh yeah, now I'm. Let me go back to my chorus, and then I'll see if I can just kind of just ad lib into it and see what I can come up with. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? A new job, new space, a little bit of praise while we're making mistakes. New job, new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes. What we got here? I'm trying to think of some ideas to inspire me for this next little part. New job, new space, a little bit of a grace while making mistakes. Guiding hand from the that could be from the mentor or boss. Guiding hand, guiding hand. New work mates. Losing clients, trying to keep up the pace. It's very basic rhymes. There's not too much to it, but once again, for someone, you got to get started somewhere, right? Practice makes perfect. So let's see, we go again. I'm going to go from the chorus into the verse and see how it sounds. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? A new job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes, and guiding hand, new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep up the pace. So that's about half. I reckon that's about half a verse there. And once again, I'll probably go back and try and make it a bit more fancy on words and make it look like I got half a brain when it came to writing this stuff. But for the moment, it's a songline. If you look at a lot of the lyrics that are out there, there's not that much depth to them, right? So you can make a pop song or a song pretty easily, and it doesn't have to be for like radio. You can just be for yourself, which is what we're doing here today. I'm just doing it for myself, trying to come up with some stuff here that kind of fits together into a song. So we have. Let me see if I can zoom here over onto the so you can actually see what the hell we're looking at. That part here. Why can't I scroll left? Here we go. All right. Oh yeah, I've got the skills with the mouse. I do not. All right, so we have new job, new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes. Guiding hand, new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Maybe we just keep trying to keep the pace. Full stop. Paperwork builds stress detected, ideas formed, then rejected. Learning curves, tasks at hand. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. Let's see how that works. So I'm just going to say it out loud. New job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes. God in hand, new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork builds stress, detected, IDs formed, then they get rejected. Learning curves, tasks at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. I need the upper hand. So paperwork builds stress, detected, IDs formed, then they get then they get rejected. Learning curves, tasks at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. I'm going to try it one more time. New job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes. The God in hand, the new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork, bills, stress detected, IDs formed. I'll do the second part there. Welcome in as well. It's hard to read on there. Zakatanga Jack. Welcome in, how you going? It's better than Oasis. Thank you. I'm trying my best. For something that's a bit new to me here, and give it a go. And feel free to contribute as much as you like as well. So we'll have a new job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes, and God in hands, and new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork builds, the stress detected, IDs formed, and they get rejected. Learning curves, a task at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. Then we go back to the chorus. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is. All right, let's get this. Let's try. Should we thank you. I appreciate that. Then very much. Then much appreciated. It's definitely something I've been wanting to get into a lot more, and kind of jumping on stream and doing it with you guys forces me into the songwriting and giving this a go. So the concept I've got behind this, you'll see in a second as it brews through the chorus and the verse, and then basically. Try and get the anxiety filled, that idea of where do I begin, that sort of like I'm very ADHD, right? So for me that sometimes that if you know about the diagnosis or the ADHD, that you have that paralysis that you get where it's really hard to get started. And sometimes new things, these are sort of thoughts you kind of get, and these are sort of ideas that, well, everyone, I think most people will get when they're in a new situation. I'm kind of reflecting on that. So if you have ideas of situations that executive dysfunction, thank you, I couldn't think of the word of it. If you guys have ideas of situations you've been in, for each verse is going to be a new situation that plays upon the chorus. So in this particular one, the verse is a new job. The next one might be something completely different. In fact, I want it to be something completely different. So if you've got anything that could help draw upon life ideas that you know about, that obviously drawing upon real life stuff is always going to make it for better, I think, for better connection to the lyrics as well as to your listeners. But let's give this a go. This is just once again spitballing with this random. These are not the final chords or sounds. This is us just having fun. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing, lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing, shall we begin? A new job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes, and God in hand, a new workmates. I'm losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork builds, stress detected, IDs formed, and then they get rejected. Learning curves, the task at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing, my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing, shall we begin? That's what we got so far. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Is it worth keep working on, or do we have something here? Do you think? Do you think there's a nice little tune? Does the music represent the feeling that is kind of conveying for the piece? Is this sort of vibe we want to go for? Is the tempo good? Is the flow of the lyrics nice? Is there anything you might think that might be cool to change? I really respect and would love any constructive criticism or thoughts or additions that you have. Otherwise, that's a good start for our first verse. Well, one of our verses there. We've got a verse, sort of. So one of our verses just here. And I think I had a few other ideas for the other verses. If I go back over here, we had, I talked about, it could be about politics. It could be about family, friends, loved one. It could be where do I begin? Where do I begin telling this person how much I care about them? All that sort of stuff and things like that. Let me know. Let's go just review the chat here just real quickly. So in chat, we have Zach, I can't call you Zach. Is it Zach or Jack who you prefer? And I think you might have told me potentially before. I can't remember, sorry. Understood, mate. I have a genetic anxiety disorder. Constant fight or flight, yeah. Response is hard, isn't it? Because of adrenaline, yeah. Leads to, fun, yeah. Leads to immune exhaustion, fun stuff. Yeah, I've got a lot of friends who fall into that camp, and I have my own anxiety that I've battled through for over the years as well. Zach, so absolutely is it's hard, isn't it? It's a hard one because it's like sometimes getting through that is where you find that tool belt or that strength to pull upon again, but. You know, it definitely is consistent sometimes as well, isn't it? Anxiety is a bitch, mind my language, but it is. And it's, especially with music, right? So a lot of times when I come on here, my mood really dictates my music. So like when I'm doing improv stuff, I need to be confident. I need to be a bit cocky. I need to be in a good mindset. You know, I need to be pro myself, a little bit full of myself, but not hopefully not in a toxic way, but in a way that I'm going to try and beat away that anxiety. Because if I get anxiety, I can't think. I can't. My timings are off. My mind can't think of ideas. And if I'm doing a creative improv stream, that's all the stream. And then the music's shit because I can't think of good ideas or I'm not confident in what I'm laying down. A lot of times when I am confident in that sort of like trying to get, I'm just like, I'm doing it because for the sake of doing it. If it goes bad, it goes bad. Let's give it a go because learning is part of that. Learning is part of making mistakes and stumbling less and less and less as you get better and better with it. I like that for a lyric. Let's go back here. What did I just say? So, let me just copy this. So you're kind of failing less as you kind of progress. You are stumbling less as you learn. So you are basically learning is just less mistakes. So learning is less mistakes. It is learning is what's another ways I can phrase that might be good for lyrics, I guess. Yeah, some ideas to phrase that. I'll come back to in a second and try and work out. Music is your place where you're in control. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. So for me, particularly coming on when I do performances in person as well, but being online like this, I find can be quite comfortable because you've got cameras. So I can't see you. I can't actually see you. I'm in my this is my bedroom. This is my place of comfort. This is my place where I feel safe and secure. This has got everything around me that I like and love. But it's really hard still to come on, especially if I'm not like I started the stream off pretty drab, pretty flat, and I didn't know where to begin with it, which is where this line came from for the song. So you don't have to even. Sometimes you can even take inspiration from all different moods and feelings that you're in. Right. So for me, I'm feeling a bit drab today. I don't know where to begin on this song. I didn't know where to begin on this song, right? And that has become the centralized theme for the song and producing something that I'm enjoying writing right now. I feel inspired by this. I'm enjoying doing songwriting. I definitely feel like I want to do more. And today is all about being inspired myself as well as passing on inspiration, hopefully, to you guys and showing you the processes of my inspiration as we go about doing that. And yeah. This is where we are currently. So I want to get into a new verse. Let's see if we can get a second verse going now. So we've got our first sort of verse happening there. Do we have any idea of where we want to go for our second verse? So this is another verse. Go back here, just delete that. We've had new job. What's another situation? I like the idea of love. So love interests. We'll say a love interests. So I also wanted to try to convey each of the verses to convey a feeling of that particular subject as well, right? So that might change the way I write the lyrics. It might change the way I do something a little bit there. But our next verse is going to be based upon love interest. And I wanted to remind you guys what I'm trying to do is got that central chorus that is just above here that I've highlighted now, which I want it to all to tie into that. So that chorus can apply to everything. So for this one here, I'm going to just put some dot points on each of these little lines I have in the chorus. So where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? So what is going on? That could be something like the person, love interest is their personal situation. So do they have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a partner? Personal situation, partner, question mark. Are they even interested in you? Question mark. Without knowing if they're interested in you, right? How do you make that approach? Is it going to ruin maybe a friend, ruin a friendship, maybe ruin a friendship, or maybe this could even be about friendship, right? It doesn't have to be about necessarily love interest. It could be about pursuing a friendship. Anxiety and that sort of stuff come to these sort of things all the time when you make these, especially as adults making new connections. It's a lot harder, isn't it? It's way harder as an adult. So personal situation, partner interest, ruin a friendship. So without knowing what is going on, where do I begin? How do I begin? Do I begin with a pickup line? Upline? Do I go do something? So shared interest and meet them at like a shared interest place. Like they might do a maybe they go out dancing and I do swing dancing. Maybe I go out like they're a swing dancing friend I've met there, and I meet them through an activity. So shared interest or a shared activity. Maybe it might be through a mutual friend. You might meet them. It might be through a happenstance, or a just the universe going, ha ha, you frickers are together now. So pick up line. Where do you begin? Without showing my lack of knowing. So in that line there, without showing my lack of knowing, it could be something to do with lack of knowing how to approach, how to approach, or lack of knowing how to start and hold a conversation. It could be how to what else? What do you guys think? Like knowing how to approach, how to start, how to hold a conversation. Potential is showing. So we've got back momentum growing. Potential is showing. So it could be. We could even go into the part where maybe they. Online, absolutely online dating, even, right? 100%. I completely forgot about that. Being the old man I am nowadays, online dating. That's a good one because a lot of people are definitely using online dating nowadays, and I have as well. I have delved into it. So we've got lack of knowing how to approach, how to start, how to hold a conversation, online dating. I think that's a good one there. Potential showing. So when the potential is showing, potential showing, how do you support that? How do you continue that continued? How do you get it to how to grow that potential? How do you grow? Shall we begin? How to grow? How do you start this relationship? How to start? Dates? Question mark. Dates? Question mark. So these are the sort of things we can do. Now let's see if I can put this really quickly into some lines. So love interests. Where do I begin? Potential show. Shall we begin? Maybe for love interests. Let's dial this back to real personal. Let's do this from. Let's do this verse from the person's perspective, very much so. Like, I'm nervous, I'm shy, don't know why. I'm nervous, shy, I don't know why. Don't know why. I don't know why. I'm nervous, I'm shy, don't know why. I'm into you, and it's showing, but I'm not knowing. I'm nervous, I'm shy, don't know why, but I'm into you, and it's showing, but I'm not knowing. Not knowing. I want to know it's showing, but I'm not knowing if there's another, or you see me like a brother. I'm shy. I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm into you, and it's showing. But I'm not knowing if there's another, or you see me like a brother. I don't know. I'm trying to see if we can add that in somehow. I'm nervous. I'm shy. I don't know why, but I'm into you. It's showing, but I'm knowing. I'm not knowing if I'm nervous. I'm shy. Don't know why, but I'm into you. It's showing, but I'm not knowing if there's another. You see me like a brother now. So I want to try and make the rhythm interesting, right? I started off with that one with a delay to the verse, like with a nervous line, because if you're nervous, you're not jumping in ad hoc, are you? You're kind of delaying it a little bit. So I kind of want that line to be delayed. I'm nervous. I'm shy. Don't know why, but I'm into you. It's showing, but I'm not knowing if there's another, or you see me like a brother. I might change these lyrics around a bit. I'm not loving everything that's gone there, but I like the concept of I'm nervous, I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm into you, and it's showing, but I'm knowing, and it's showing. What if I change that around? I'm nervous, but I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing, and it's showing, comma, that I'm into you. That's the end of that phrase, right? So you got I'm nervous, I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing, and it's showing that I'm into you. So we've got something starting to brew there. We might change those lyrics a bit more once again later on, but we're starting to get a bit of a form happening there. Let's go back to the chat here and just to see what we've got here real quickly in chat. We have be open to all opinions from both sides, respect each other, even find a little silly that you may have in common. Absolutely. You can find common ground in the uncommon as well, I find that, like, if you get to know me in real life, and there's, for instance, I know that if you've met a cult who's hanging around a bit today, knows me in real life, I'm a social butterfly. I dance around. The only problem with that is I get along with, and I care about people quite deeply and get to know a lot of people. The only thing I find though is that it spreads you thin a little bit, knowing too many people. But your points there of all opinions from both sides and finding common ground, or not even common ground. I like differences. I like differences in people. I like it when people have, like, it's interesting to me when someone does something that I don't know how to do. It's interesting to me when someone has an opinion and they can verbalize their opinion in a critical thinking, in an intellectual manner. I find that sexy as fuck, my language. But I think it's great. I think it's really good when people can articulate their thoughts and opinions, and they have evidence based upon their personal life or whatever it is, and that sort of thing, right? Like I think that's really a great quality. So sometimes definitely a little silly thing you have in common, or even the differences, if you know how to engage with that and not take offense if someone has a different thought, or whatever it may be. If you can find the common ground, or even agree to disagree, that's okay as well, 100%. So spreading yourself thing, yeah. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to kind of to do time management as adult, as I find difficult. All right, so we have I'm nervous, I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing, and it's showing that I'm into you. I think that's all right. So that's the first bit into you. So we're starting off slow because he's nervous and shy. I don't know why. I know I'm showing them into you. I hesitate. Is it too late? Very basic rhymes. We're doing very basic rhymes here. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another guy or person? We don't discriminate here. But in this case, the narrative for this song, I'm just going, for the purpose of lyric, I'm going to put it in it like that. So I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another guy? I'm going to repeat that. I'm shy, because you kind of repeating that message. I'm shy. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is another guy? I'm shy. We can. Let's go. I'm going to pull some inspiration here from the chat. And I'll see if I can pull something that you've got there, Zach. So if I'm into you and it's showing, but I'm not knowing if there's another, or you see me like a brother. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another? Do you know? Hang on a second. What have I done here? I'm nervous. I'm shy. I don't know why, but I'm knowing it's showing that I'm into you. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another guy? I'm shy. Repeating that again. I'm shy. Hi, it's me. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another guy? I'm shy. Hi, it's me. What's your jam? Can we hold hands? I'm into you. I'm going to repeat that second part of that verse there. See if that has an effect on it, and just see how this goes. Obviously, lyrics are very basic. We just start songwriting. For those that are joining, welcome in. How you going? My name is Troublesome, or Treble for short, or Damien in real life. This is Get Inspired, where today we're looking at songwriting predominantly. I'll take a request as well. If you have a request, let me know. But right now, I didn't know where to start today. I wasn't in the zone at the start. I'm enjoying this though. So I'm getting inspired. I don't normally songwrite like this. I teach students to songwrite like this, but I don't do a lot myself. And I do normally stuff ad hoc on the fly if you've been here before. So today we're taking a little bit of approach, hopefully inspiring myself and you guys along with it on doing a bit more songwriting. I'll show you guys where we're at, what we've got here in a second. We're just going to finish up this second verse, and then I'll put it all together with what we've got. We've got one of the verses over here already about a new job, and the centralized topic is where do I begin? It's just there, and we've just laid down some tunes here. This is just to give an idea of. We just did a random chord generated jam here, and then this is just to give us a background music to work with and to play around with and try and get the feel for the vibe of the song. Being that it is kind of an anxiety, nervous sort of song, that's the vibe that I was kind of going for with that background music. So I'm nervous, I'm shy, don't know why, but I'm not knowing, and it's showing that I'm into you. And let me just see how these word out with just words. I'm nervous, I'm shy, and I don't know why, but I'm knowing and it's showing that I'm into you. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another guy? I'm shy. Hi, it's me. What's your jam? Can we hold hands? I'm into you. Okay, let's see what it sounds like now with a melody. We've got to make up a melody. I'm nervous, I am shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing and it's showing that I'm into you. I hesitate, is it too late? Is there another guy? I'm shy, it's me, what's your jam? Can't we hold hands? I'm into you. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? First one over here. A new job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes, and guiding hands, new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork, bills, stress detected, ideas formed, then they get rejected. Learning curves, tasks at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin?
without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? Let me try this one here again. I'm nervous, I'm shy, don't know why, but I'm knowing and it's showing that I'm into you. I hesitate. Is it too late? Is there another guy? I'm shy. Hi, it's me. What's your jam? Can we hold hands? I'm into you.
Right. What do we got for thoughts here? What do we got for thoughts here? What are you guys thinking? So, how do I show what you don't know? What I have grown inside. I like that. Can I steal that? Can I use that? I like that line. Let's take that. Let me put it down here. And so we got. How do I show? How do I show what you don't know? Yeah, I like that because they don't know that you're into them yet. Don't know what a baby. What have you grown inside? Well, I have love, obviously. Grown, and cultivate love and care inside. I like that. Grown. So let's see if we can put that into that verse. I'm nervous, I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing it's showing that I'm into you. I hesitate, is it late? How do I show what you don't know, what I have grown inside? I quite like that actually for that part there. I'm going to just put a little, I'm going to copy this here. Just copy it again down here. Bam. And I'm just going to take that little line that you've got there because it's cool. I like it. I hesitate, is it too late? How do I show what you don't know? The love do you mind if I say the care I have, what I have grown inside? We'll keep it ambiguous actually. I think they keep it a little bit ambiguous. Yeah, love, exactly. Yeah, not some alien monster, just a bit of love, All right, so nervous, I'm shy, and I don't know why, but I'm knowing, and it's showing that I'm into you. There we go. I hesitate. Is it too late? How do I show what you don't know? What I have grown inside. Let's see if we put that in with another one. So I hesitate. Is it too late? I like this. Hi, it's me. What's your jam? Can we hold? Is it too late? Well, how do I show what you don't know? What I've grown inside? I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your gem? Hesitate. Is it too late? Hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. Because I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. It goes into a conversation, right? I hesitate. Is it too late? Maybe it's not. Hi, it's me. Hi, it's me. Hi, it's me. I think that kind of makes sense. What's your jam? So you engage in conversation. What's your jam? Hi, I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know, what I've grown inside? Let's just try this for a second. Hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know? How do I go inside? Make you understand. Because I can then link it back to the jam part. So, hi, hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know? What have grown inside and make you understand? So let's try it from the top of that verse there. Yeah, bring his thoughts back into a conversation. I agree. I think that works well there as well. So we go, I'm nervous. I'm shy. I don't know why, but I'm knowing and it's showing that I'm into you. I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know, what I have grown inside, and make you understand that I'm into you? Put that at the end, I think. Let's try with some things. I'm nervous,
I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing and I'm showing that I'm into you. I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know? What I have? What do I do for this part again, Ham? Try this again. I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know? What I have grown inside? Make you understand that I'm into you. Hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't know? What I have grown inside? Well, you know, I'm going to do something here.
I'm going to change 2 words around. I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't understand? What I have grown inside make you know that I'm into you. I'll just switch those 2 words around. I want to see how that plays out.
I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't understand? Start again. I hesitate. Is it too late? Hi, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show what you don't understand? What I have grown inside make you know that I'm into you. I'm into you.
It does work for a little bit more for like for poetic reasons. Jam, understand, know that I'm into you, and kind of bring it back to that I'm into you line, which is our repetitive theme for this particular verse. Let's try and put it all together here. I'm just going to get a whole new chat box here and just put them all together into one chat box, so I'm not like jumping around, and you guys can see the whole gamut of what we've got. So we've got our chorus. There. Then we went to, after chorus, get rid of that for a second. We went to, I would put the new job one in there. I need to get some food in a minute. Getting hungry. I didn't eat I jumped on here without breakfast. Silly mistake, but I was still late. I was still late anyway. So, you know, typical ADHD, always on time, never. Unless there's too much external pressure. In that case, I'm always on time. I'm early. But love interest, I hesitate. Where we go? We had I'm nervous, I'm shy, don't know why. Here. Copy that in. Bam. Hesitate, it too late. Hey, it's me. What's your jam? How do I show you that? Okay, I'll put that in as well. That I'm into you. I'm into you. And then we go back to our chorus. Where do I begin? Without knowing. That's going to be in between there as well. Put a chorus in there. Put another chorus after that just to try that for the first bit here. Alright, what have we got? In chat there, let's just go have a look, see what we've got here in chat real quickly. So, a breathless word, a touch, a hand, a soft whisper, I cannot understand, I ask of you. Ooh, let's write that. I'm going to copy and paste that. We'll come back to it in a second. I'll write that in there for sure. We'll write that in over here. That's a good. I like that little line too. What we got here? Hey, and Colt, are you still listening? I know Colt, a friend of mine, a dear friend, is definitely pretty good at writing some poetry. I would love to. If you might have clients at the moment, but if you've got any thoughts on ideas, that'd be cool as well. Breathless word, a touch of hand, a soft whisper. I cannot understand. I ask of you. All right. Quickly get a drunk glass of water here. I might have to top up in a second. All right, probably be looking at about 10 more minutes, guys. Probably about 15 to 20 more minutes, actually, of the stream. Then I have to get ready for work. I've got some students today as well. So let's see how we go here with this whole. This is the whole one over here. How do I zoom out? Zoom out, then zoom in on this particular part. Zoom. Go left a bit more. Go left. Fine. Be like that. Put you like way over there. I'll put you here in the middle. All right. Let's give it a go. Let's zoom in a little bit more so it says lyrics.
give it a crack. Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing? Shall we begin? A new job, a new space, a little bit of grace while making mistakes, and guiding hand, a new work makes, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork bills, stress detected, ideas formed, and they get rejected. Learning curves, task at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? I'm nervous, I'm shy, and I don't know why, but I'm knowing and it's showing that I'm into you. Hesitate, is it too late? Hi, it's me, what's your jam? How do I show what you don't understand? What I've grown inside to make you know that I'm into you, I'm into you. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin?
Right, so that's the song. That's where we've got to on today's stream so far. What are you guys' thoughts? What do you think about it? Any feedback, constructive, or it would be fantastic, or any input like we've had there from Zach today has been fantastic, bringing in some lines. So where I've got to so far, let's summarize. Let's do a summary. This is a little bit of a summary. We're going to do a bit of a summary. So where I started was, I started today's stream off a little bit lackluster and not sure where I was going to take it today. And I thought, you know what, I haven't done songwriting much before. It's a little bit more, I can talk to you guys. I don't have to be like up on every single song every single time. I can flesh things out. And songwriting doesn't have to be happy all the time, right? Music is a representation of all the human emotions and thoughts that we have out there. So for me, I thought, you know, where do I begin? I don't know where to begin on this. How to start, how to begin on, and that's where the centralized topic came from there. From there, we branched out. We branched out into different categories. We talked about what does it mean to begin something? What does it mean to, where do I begin? What does that instill? What sort of feelings or emotions does that particular title instill? And I thought about each verse having a different subject based upon that centralized topic of where do I begin, and the chorus that we came up with, which is our centralized thought. From there, we start brainstorming on how to bring in the different things into that. So like we've done one about work, we've done one about a new love. So the next one might be about politics. So the next one might be about starting something new. Like, for instance, I've moved countries, so I live in Canada now. Starting and going to a new country is, where do I begin? How do I begin understanding how to live in this new place, or how to interact with this new culture, or what have you, right? So we've got a few ideas that we can touch on. And then I want to have a bridge. We also mentioned the bridge is going to be a bit of a juxtaposition to the rest of it. It could be that you are settling in. It could be the middle point of the job, like you're there, now it's mundane, and you've begun and now you don't know how to stop. This is your life, and you've succeeded with it, or maybe as a success sort of one, like might go to the relative major. So we're in C sharp minor. So what's that? E? Is it? Might do my. Was it A? It's A. So it might be something. No, I'm in the I don't know. I kind of go that sort of point there. So to summarize, we start. I've also then went down to the my looper down at my feet here, which you should be able to see actually just there. And I put in a couple of different ideas, even on we went to a random chord generator, and I put a what is this? A rotary sound onto this sound, which kind of gives it a bit of a nervous feel, I think. And the chords themselves are minory, so the chords that we came up with for this one are over here. In fact, I should write those down onto my notes. Was the C sharp minor, the E, the C sharp minor, D sharp minor. It already is going to give it that sort of like dissonant sort of like sound right there. You know, it's always still going to give it just that sort of feel. And then that sort of like the drums is that sort of monotonous, you know, trying to get yourself geared up to do that new thing, sort of thing. Zach says in chat, sound like you already know what you want to write about, mate. Moving to a new country is huge in anyone's life. I'd focus on that and all experiences you had. 100%. I actually originally started off going from Tasmania, Australia, where I come from, to London, UK. I went over there, met a Canadian girl. We were together about 11 years. She came to Australia for a bit, and I came over here to Canada. I've been here 9 years now in Canada. Me and the ex-aunt together. Still care and love her a lot. You know, she's a good friend still. But we aren't together, so now I might probably get back to Australia, I think, by the end of this year. I think for a little bit, and I'll kind of go between the countries if work and things allow for it. But definitely pulling on life experience is a big part of doing songwriting. All right, look, we are going to start wrapping things up here for today. Stick around, please. I know there's not many of us here, but I want to see who's online to see if we can at least send you over to somewhere else to give you some quality other streamer time. If you have enjoyed today's, you're a Melbourne boy. Nice to meet you as well, Zach. Yeah, I'm a Tassie boy. Yeah, through and through. I'm probably going to get land back. I got found up in Queensland now, so I'm probably going to land in Queensland, I think, when I go back. But I miss home a lot, right? Canada's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, great place. But you know, like Tasmania's. That's my home. That's my home. You know, and it's a very naturally beautiful place. A very nice place to get to if you ever get a chance. But yeah, Melbourne's really nice. You're across the water. I've been to Melbourne a number of times, of course. Tassie is freaking beautiful. And I didn't realize, I thought it was a crap hole, you know, until I moved out of it. And I traveled a little bit. I'm like, wow, I've been living in like one of the nicest places in the world my whole life and didn't appreciate it. And the times when I really appreciated it was when I took the ex-partner back there for 2 years. And I went on like the tourist stuff and did all the touristy things and, you know, kind of like showed all the cool, like I got my tourist hat on again and I love it. Like it is fantastic. I do miss it a lot. It's been a long time since I've been there. Melbourne's really nice too. Melbourne's like definitely, it was always for me, that was like going on a holiday itself, right? Because the mainland's very different to what I do as well. All right, let's do this one more time. I'm going to run the song one more time from the top, that where we got to, and then we're going to see who's online to send the love across to. Even though there's only a few of us, I'd love for you guys to stick around and we'll pass the love on. But in the meantime, let's have a look one more time at where we got to for today's songwriting session that we end up going on, and how it end up coming together. Let's give it a crack here and look at the lyrics. So we had might put a guitar solo in there as well.
Where do I begin without knowing what is going on? Where do I begin? Where do I begin without showing? Lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? A new job, a new space, a little grace while making mistakes. God in hand, new workmates, losing clients, trying to keep the pace. Paperwork, bills, stress detected, ideas formed, and then they get rejected. Learning curves, task at hand. Where do I begin? I need the upper hand. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? without showing my lack of knowing, momentum growing, potential showing. Shall we begin? I'm nervous, I'm shy, I don't know why, but I'm knowing and it's showing that I'm into you. Hesitate, is it too late? Hi, it's me, what's your jam? How do I show what you don't understand? What I have grown inside and make you know that I'm into you, I'm into you. Where do I begin? Without knowing what is going on, where do I begin? Where do I begin? Without showing my lack of knowing, potential growing. Shall we begin? Where do I begin? All right, so find my voice. There it is. Yeah, thanks guys for hanging out today. Quick little not self-taught. No, my degree is in music and teaching. I've been teaching in schools for most of my career. Army band as well back in the day. Yeah, I've been playing for a while. Multiple instruments, kind of jamming over the years. You know, you do something long enough to get okay after a while. And that was like not my best solo, just letting you know. So you can catch me again. As long as I don't have work, on Monday nights for Lurk Night Jams at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time or Mountain Daylight Savings Time. Are we Daylight Savings now? I think the clock's changed. So 10 p.m. Mountain Daylight Savings Time here in Alberta, where I'm from, and that's Lurk Night Jams. So that's like improv, loop songs, chill background vibes. It's pronounced what it is. Zach, thanks mate for the sub there coming in. Tier 1 for a month. Thank you so much. I was about to say, if you guys want to contribute to any of the goals like Zach's just done there, if we reach those goals, and we'll get to those close to those goals, I will put on some special streams. One is a Bazza stream where I have this character, Bazza, and he sounds like this.
Hey, how you guys going? I'm Bazza. Yeah, welcome to my show. It's great to have you here.
And that's Bazza, and he's got a whole caricature, and that's a reward. We also have Spin That Wheel, which is a community day of games and song requests and musical challenges as well. So thank you very much, Zach, for joining the family here, the little community. It's great to have you on board. All right, so once again, I'm out of here. Let's go see who we can send. We only got a couple of you, but you know, it's a nice thing to do. It's nice to let people know I'm back on the scene again, so that way hopefully we get some raids come our way as well, and you pass on the love. So let's see who is online right here, and who could do with a couple of different people coming into their channel. I want to go someone with actually normally I like to jump into bigger counts of people, so you know you can kind of get to know some of the people who are smashing at the top there, and also I know them from when I used to previously stream. But right now I want to see who's online. Who's this one here? Let's go check out Liv Harris.
Don't hold me to that. Hi LWF, hello.
It's Australian.
Hi all again.
Is
How
it?
are you? How is everyone?
No, UK. I
Out
couldn't
there
even hear properly. It's
listening.
British. This is relaxing.
Hi Prism. Oh my god, I'm sweating already.
Let's jump over to Liv Harris. Let's jump over here. Let's go for a bit of a
Oh
cruise.
my
Thanks guys for
gosh,
hanging
you're
out.
heating up a
Stick
bit,
around,
Tom.
please, for raid. You don't have to worry about doing any raid calls if you don't want to. It's just send you somewhere else. So if you want to continue on listening, you can, and we get to know our other streamers.
Oh my god,
And
I
I'm
can't
going to head
type
to work
fast.
here in a
Does
minute.
anyone-
I'm going to head
honestly,
to
I
do some
still
teaching.
stand by the fact
So
that I
I'll be
think
out
the
of here
keys have
soon
changed on
and go
a
do some work. And I
on a
might jump back
keyboard
on later on
because
tonight if you're lucky.
I never used
see
to
how
have
we
such
go.
trouble typing
But
as I do these
otherwise-
days. And like obviously I've
Otherwise, take care all. Thank you once again for the sub and for hanging out and your input and stuff. It's great to have you along. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stream. I'm Troublesome, or Treble for short. Catch you guys later. We'll see you at the next one.
Maybe we bring this like cooler. Oh, that changed stuff. I kind of wanted the blue.